sometime shortly after NAPOC came to being, we began to practice democratic governance that will give right and power to the people right there on the field. And what was option A all about? If you cast your vote, it will be counted and announced there and then. The results are announced, and the question of manipulation does not arise. And I think now today, we talk of glitches. Today, we talk of rigging. Under option A4, you cannot. You cannot. And so, it gave us a sense of being, a sense of immortalization, a sense of deepening democracy. And it's important, I've been told, that you began this annual series of lectures in memory of Professor Humphrey Nwosu, the man that jump-started it, that brought his academic excellence to come and define a new Nigeria. And so for those who keep calling for his immortalization, what I say to you, whether it is officialized or not, in the minds and memories of Nigerians, Professor Humphrey Nwosu lived a great man. He began what we must continue to make reference to. The idea of option A4 can never be erased in the annals of our history and in the minds of many. But I'm very hopeful that sooner than later, all the cries and appeals for immortalization would be answered. I have little doubt about it. But I think, NAPOC, you have the necessary contacts, Emeka. If you use all your contacts, from Louis Odion to Tunde Rahman, those that knock regularly on the doors of the power cycles, I'm sure we'll get there. I am very certain that Professor Nwosu and his team, which included Professor Tony Ihedioha, will continue to remain in our minds for positive contributions. There are persons who lord over a nation for quite a while, or even in any MDA, but they cannot, their names cannot be in the positive realm. Professor Nwosu had done it in positive realm, and for you to have begun this lecture, I am certain that next year's lecture series will be better attended than this year's lecture series. I am certain that as the years come by, it will become a more defining thing. And I want to urge you that haven't started this way, that you should make next year's one a compelling event where political actors would want to come, identify with, and signify the desire to get back to where we were. There's no doubt that our democracy today is sick. There's no doubt about it. We're getting to levels that completely differ from where it used to be and where we should be. I worry every day about the legacies we shall leave for the generation coming after us. And that is a major thing, irrespective of your leaning. Now, this is about sustaining idea, about sustaining our democracy. And what is democracy? Government of the people, for the people, and by the people. Today, courage has disappeared. Today, people do no longer speak truth to power. And I think it's important that I believe that part of what will come out of this way for us to restore the legacy of speaking truth to power and when it matters, where everyone's vote would matter when it will count. By the time June 12 happened, I was Chief Press Secretary to Deputy Senate President Albert Legogi. And so I was right there on the field. And the consequences of it, I felt it. But I thank God we were able to grow. And I think those lessons guided our growth and development to where we are. Abdul-Jabbar, maybe you have forgotten. No, listen now. You have to do the math. My days in the legislature actually defined my political path. The governorship was an event. But the days of legislature where I operated as a staff at the Senate at different levels, and then a member, whip, and then a presiding officer, gave me a further insight into the practice of democracy. And so I want to urge all of us who have come here and to sustain this spirit and continue to work in our respective ways to ensure that June 12th is immortalized in the annals of our history, and the man whose vision it was is remembered constantly. I welcome all of you. I am very certain that the erudite Professor Tony Ihedioha, and of course Jidofo Adibe, who will speak to us, and all the members on the high table will give us something to go home with. May God bless all of you. Thank you very much.